I'm going to generalize right now. Generalize means there are exceptions. In the 25 years that my husband and I have been working in Jewish outreach, in family-based Kiruv, Aish Torah centers, in general, we have found that when you inspire a man, sometimes you create a problem. And when you inspire a woman, often you create a solution. Men, when they get excited about their Judaism, often come home and make proclamations and edicts. We're koshering the home on Thursday. Hide the parakeet. They're coming with the blowtorches, all right? And on Friday, you're going to clean up the house, make it beautiful, dress up the children, make all my favorite food, and for 26 hours, you're not going to talk on the phone to your mother or go shopping. If the woman doesn't want this to happen, is this happening? This is going nowhere fast. But if a woman wants to bring more Judaism into the home, what does she do? She doesn't make proclamations and edicts. She says, honey, on Friday, come home early today. Comes home, the home is beautiful, she's beautiful, the children are beautiful. She's made all his favorite food. She's invited all his favorite friends. She makes it very romantic that night. He'd be an idiot not to come home early next Friday night. Four years ago, I took 7 women away, and we actually went to Utah. Why? Because one of the women owns a beautiful place in Utah. And I said to these women for all walks of life, some were religious, some were not. Some had grown children, some had little children. Some were wealthy, some were not. And I said, I want to start a women's movement based on Torah values. I don't know how to do it, but we're smart women. We'll figure it out. And we went through a process that many businesses go through to get to a mission and a vision and a purpose. And we came up with the Jewish Women's Renaissance Project, JWRP. Somebody said you can remember it, Jewish women are pretty, all right? The flagship project that we came up with is we created like a birthright for mothers. The idea is that if you inspire a woman, you inspire a family. And if you inspire enough families, you'll inspire a community. And if we inspire enough communities, we can change the world. So we created this trip, and it's free, not including airfare. We wanted to bring women who are not from a traditional background or commitment, and we partner with Kiruv organizations around the world. In the first year, in 2009, we brought 300 women to Israel. In 2010, we brought 600. In 2011, we brought 900. And this year, we're bringing 1,000 women from 9 different countries. I have to tell you, it's a transformational experience. These women are amazing. First of all, they have the time of their lives. It's mummy's gone wild, okay? They're learning, they're dancing together, they're crying together, they're praying together. At the end, they're very excited. They're on fire. The last day, I give a class called Bringing It All Home. How to bring it home and not overwhelm your family. And we give them tips. Last year, a woman came from Toronto. And she got caught up. She had never gone to any class in Toronto, but all her friends were going. She said, they're going, I'm going too. She got swept up with it. And she took to this like she's been looking for it her whole life. And she was so high and so excited that I personally took her out for coffee to calm her down. And I told her, don't overwhelm your family when you get home. Go easy, talk about the weather, show pictures. There's a lot of personal mitzvot that you can do that don't infringe upon anyone. 3 weeks after the trip, she calls me up. She goes, Lori, you would have been so proud of me. I came home, I showed photos, I talked about the weather, but last night, I couldn't take it anymore. I told my husband, I want Shabbos, I want to kosher the home, I want to put our kids in Jewish day school, I want to go to the mikveh. I said, oh no, what did he say? He said, I've been waiting for you. He had been secretly learning for the past 2 years. And he couldn't tell her because he knew before the trip that she would have not accepted it. I tell the women at the end of the trip, all of our husbands are waiting for us. Some of them know it, and some of them don't. I have to tell you a funny story. 27 years ago, I was on the Asia Tour, the first Jerusalem Fellowship program, which really changed my life and changed the course of the direction of my life. And everybody was very excited on the trip. And there was 120 of us, and most of us ended up choosing a much more observant life. One of the guys went home and brought it back to his parents. And his mother took to this like, give me it. I love it. Father, no way, Jose. No way. The mother and father became a tension between them. He told me that his mother finally decided, forget it. I'm just going to do my own mitzvahs. Whatever my husband wants to do, that's fine. It was Friday afternoon, and they were in a fight about something else. And she looked at her watch, because she had decided that week, I'm going to light Shabbos candles on time. And in the middle of the fight, she looks at her watch and she goes, hold on, she says to her husband. She goes over, she lights the candles. She comes back, he starts fighting, she's not fighting. He goes, why aren't you fighting? She said, I just feel like after I light Shabbos candles, I shouldn't fight. 12 years later, she's been keeping Shabbos. He's been golfing, he's been shopping. 12 years later, he turns to her, he says, you know what? I think I'd like to keep Shabbos. She goes, where did that come from? He says, you remember 12 years ago when we were fighting and you lit the Shabbos candles and then you wouldn't fight? She's like, yeah. He goes, I've been thinking about that. You want to kill the guy. I speak on campuses. And I have to tell you, I'm very in favor of all the programs where you send college kids. They're tremendous. But when you inspire a 21-year-old son, a 21-year-old boy, you've inspired a 21-year-old boy. But he's got a 17-year-old sister and a 15-year-old brother and parents. But when you inspire a woman, you inspire the whole family. It says, in the merit of the Jewish women, we were redeemed from Egypt. And it will be in the merit of the Jewish women that the ultimate destiny of the Jewish people will happen. May we merit to see it in our days. Thank you very much.